the China-Taiwan tension continues. After 12 days since Pelosi's visit, a U.S. congressional delegation landed in Taipei over the weekend for a two-day visit which concluded on August the 15th. While tensions had begun to simmer, the second U.S. visit to Taiwan has sent China escalating things once again. Military drills in and around Taiwan have been amped up. China's foreign ministry spokesperson has accused the U.S. of trying to change the One China policy. In another retaliation today, China announced sanctions on 7 pro-independence Taiwanese politicians and officials, including Taipei's representative in Washington in the United States.
中方再次敦促美方恪守一个中国原则和中美3个联合公报规定，慎重妥善处理涉台问题，停止在虚化、掏空、歪曲一个中国原则的错误道路上越走越远，以免对中美关系和台海和平稳定造成进一步损害。
Just as we entered Taiwan, the moment we got off the aircraft, the first thing that was done was we were told to take a Taiwan chip, a mobile phone SIM card. Now that is used by Taiwan to track all guests, especially as a COVID prevention mechanism. Then there was an RT-PCR test done at the airport itself. This is the sticker that was put on my t-shirt which said quarantine Taiwan, and this is an indicator that we came into this country by air. And immediately 2 self-testing COVID kits were also handed. We were told that you keep testing yourself after 24 hours. Now we've spent about 24 hours in Taiwan. We are waiting for the RT-PCR test report. Confined to a room. Meals are provided to you there. One stool where the meal is kept, and the other is a dustbin where you put everything else. And this is not just my room, but all guests at this hotel. You notice nobody can step out. There are CCTV cameras here that monitor you. You open this and there is, well, some kind of green peas, noodles, carrots, chicken and egg. So and I see some greens, some kind of spinach. So that's a meal. There's also, of course, there's juice in 24 hours, and then it's almost like being at, I mean, it is being at a quarantine center. So it's almost like being in a hospital where you're confined to your room. Come what may, you can watch events as they happen outside. You speak to people on phone, but you can't step out of your room.
And I want to go back to Gaurav, who's in that quarantine center in Taipei. Obviously, India Today follows all protocols. The only Indian channel reporting from there. Gaurav, you'll be out of that quarantine center in no time. But while you're there, you've been tracking everything that's been happening around the island. Obviously, things are tense, even though on the face of it, it's business as usual in Taiwan. But this time, especially after that U.S. congressional team landed in the city that you're in right now, Taipei, over the weekend, those temperatures have risen again, Gaurav.
Risen sharply, Shiv. Again, military exercises. China's Eastern Theater, they've announced a series of war drills, live firing exercises, their aircraft, their ships, their submarines. In fact, when you talk about the aircraft, the Taiwan Defense Ministry said in the past 24 hours, 30 Chinese aircraft, including 8 Su-30s, a couple of Chang'e J-17s and J-16s and J-11s, they crossed the median line. As soon as Taiwan launched their air force, the Chinese aircraft turned back. Same happened with the Chinese warships. They crossed the median line in the Taiwan Strait, but the moment Taiwanese ships came, they went back. Again, we are told that in some areas closer to China, China's actually announced, and this is what Taiwan says is psychological warfare. They are saying that their exercises are very, very close to these islands. Shiv, a real fear in Taiwan is that one of the islands, which is extremely close to mainland China, 100 dredgers in the Taiwan Strait, they are pushing so much sand that China will be able to, in the years to come, actually build a track all the way from Chinese mainland to the island, and then instead of coming by ship, they'll be able to come by land. That's an apprehension, that's a fear. So this China is setting a new normal by crossing the median, by live fire military exercises, by missiles flying overhead. that's a cause for grave concern. As the White House said, it's like boiling the frog in a pot. And the
Gaurav has
temperature is increasing every day.